guys, I know I have been gone a while, with having my eye surgery and everything like that. Life's been kind of crazy, so let's raise this up a little bit. There we go. And so I figured I'd give you guys a follow-up with everything that had happened with my eye surgery. So I had my eye surgery on October 25th, I think. So it's been a month, a complete month since I've had my surgery. So I had my surgery on October 25th. I went in, we had to be there at like 6 a.m. We checked in, and we were at the surgical place for 3.5 hours. By 9:30 we were gone. So they checked me in. They, went over my medical history. They put the eye drops in my eyes to dilate my eye and numb it so I wouldn't feel anything. They started an IV, gave me some medicine to kind of calm me down. They didn't put me to sleep. They did not put me to sleep. I was awake the whole procedure, but they gave me some medicine to calm me down. And then most of my time spent was in the prep room for surgery prep. I was in there for a couple hours. After they did that, they wheeled me into the surgery room. They kind of wrapped me up with my blanket so that I wouldn't move. They stuck this plastic wrap over my head. At the time I had a cannula in my nose so I could breathe. They plastic wrapped my head. They cut a hole around my eye and stuck this thing in my eye to keep my eye open. They gave me some medicine to kind of calm me down, so I'm laying flat on my back on the surgical table while the doctor works on my eye. I didn't feel anything. I couldn't really see anything. Everything was completely blurry, so I didn't really see his hands near my face or anything, so it wasn't... I was nervous, but all I did was stare at the light above me the whole time. But I didn't feel any pain. I didn't really see what he was doing. About 15 minutes later, he said he was done. They wheeled me out. They put the plastic wrap. I felt like they were waxing my eyebrows because when they ripped the plastic off my face, because it was sticky, they stuck it to my face. They pulled that off. They removed my cannula, and they rolled me out of the operating room. I was rolled into recovery. They removed my IV and then had me sitting up right away because I was awake. They never put me to sleep, but I was still kind of loopy. So they sat me up. They moved me from the bed into a recovery chair in the next room. From there, my husband came. They gave me medicine to prevent swelling in my eye. And then we went, and pretty much by 9:30 we were at home. So we were there for a whole 3.5 hours. By 9:30 we were walking out the door. They walked me out to the car, put me in the car, and I went home. As soon as I got home, we grabbed breakfast first because I wasn't allowed to eat. So I was starving at that point because I hadn't had nothing to eat since 11 o'clock the night before. So it had been, by the time I actually ate, it had been 11 hours since I had ate. Because it was at 10 a.m. by the time I got something to eat. So I went 11 hours with no food or drink. So then we get home after getting breakfast and I pass out. I'm just gone. I sleep for a while. He wakes me up. We do my eye drops because, of course, I have to do eye drops 4 times a day. 3 different eye drops. So he wakes me up long enough to do my eye drops. I went back to sleep. I slept most of the day, got up, ate some dinner, was up for a couple hours, and then passed out again and slept all night. I was in a little bit of pain, but nothing much. So when we get back in, the next morning I wake up, I have double vision. So I'm freaking out. I don't know what's going on. And so we go back to the doctors for the post-op, and I told them I didn't have no peripherals, and I had double vision at that point. I wasn't supposed to have double vision because if he put the lens back where it was supposed to be, he put it in good, it should have stayed in place. So he went in, she said my lens had shifted partially out of place, and that's why I was having double vision, because I could see... the lens split my vision in half, so I could see clear on this side and blurry on this side, and that's what the double vision was, because I was seeing 2 different images. But it wasn't 2 different side by side. It was offset, the image, if I was watching a TV, the TV was here, and then part of the TV expanded a little bit off. So I was seeing an offset image. So it was kind of cockeyed. So here would be the real TV, here would be my double vision. So it wasn't complete double vision, but where I was seeing 2 items, but it was still enough that I couldn't really process. I couldn't see enough to really process anything because it was I had a blurry image on top of a clear image. So it made it almost impossible to really see anything. So the lady looked at my eye. I didn't get to see the surgeon again. I saw the his assistant, his PA. She came in and saw, I think that was what it was. She came in and looked at me. She said, okay, well, it looks like your lens shifted again. So she walked out of the room. She called him because he was upstairs doing LASIK surgery that day. He told her to tell, I guess, I don't know what he told her, but she came back in and says, it looks like he's going to have to do another surgery and we're just going to have to replace that lens. Oh, great. Another surgery. I am 1 day out of a surgery and they're talking about a second one. So we got upset because we were upset with him because he didn't fix it and we were having to go through another surgery. So we stopped going to him and I went up to Duke instead for a second opinion. But by the time I got up to Duke, the lens had shifted back into place and I didn't have double vision anymore, and the eye had healed because it was 2 weeks out by the time I got up to Duke. My eye had healed enough that the swelling had gone down and the lens settled back into place. So up at Duke, they told me that they're not going to do another surgery right now. Everything was looking good. If it moves again, then they would do a second surgery. But we also learned the reason why the first doctor did not replace the lens. Because we didn't understand why he didn't just replace it. I've had these lenses in my eyes for 30 years. So we didn't understand. But the reason why he didn't replace it was I found out that the lenses that are actually in my eye are made out of the same material that like safety glasses made out of. Like the safety glasses you wear to protect your eyes, it's made out of that material. So that it would be durable, but my eye wouldn't reject it. So I have a lens in my eye that's rigid. It's like a solid piece of safety glass inside my eye. And the reason why the doctor didn't replace it is because he would have to make a 6mm incision in my eye. And that may not sound very big, but think in the account that your eye is only 12 millimeters. So they would literally have to cut my eye 6mm incision to remove that lens. So that's like cutting half my eye open. And that's the reason why the doctor opted not to replace the lens when he did. So now it's just a waiting game. They said when he put my lens back in, he sutured one side. So my lens is like kind of like hanging a picture frame on a wall. You hang it on one nail. The picture frame can still move to side, but it can't like fall out of place like it did before. So my lens still has the ability to shift, and they said that it does shift a little bit, but it's not shifting enough for it to be a concern right now. So we're going to wait. And the doctor said the one up at Duke, because that's where I'm going back. Because they actually explained things to me versus talking down to me like I don't understand anything, like the other doctor's office did. So they said they'll put off a surgery. A second surgery is not going to happen until my lens shifts again. So now it's just a waiting game to wait for my lens to shift again, because it's currently in a decent position where I can see again. So we're just waiting for a shift. When it does shift again, the doctor said I can come straight up. I'll immediately go into surgery and they will replace it this time. There's not going to be no fixing it. This will be a replacement, which means they would have to make that 6mm incision. They take the lens out, put a new lens in, and sew my eye up. But that's a 3-week recovery. Unlike this one, I was recovered within a couple days and I was able to go back to work by Monday. I had surgery Wednesday. I was able to go back to work that Monday. This time, they said I could be down up to 3 weeks as my eye heals, and it would take up to 3 weeks for my vision to go back, to be clear again, so where I'd be able to work. So I could be out of work for 3 weeks when I have this surgery, which we're not doing it right now. We're going to wait and see. So, well, that's my medical update. Right now, everything is good, and we're hoping it stays that way as long as possible, but a second surgery is in my future. I will thank you, everyone, for listening. I'm glad I was able to do this update, but I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye.